feet of searing pavement, where midsummer heat and humidity push both man and machine to the very limit of their potential. Pro Modified, a wild, unpredictable breed of race car, nitrous-injected, big cube mountain motors capable of building thousands of horsepower in explosive 6-second runs. These Pro Mods have taken the drag racing world by storm with their full throttle, doors slamming approach to the quarter mile. Today, Louis Burris, Wally Bell, Norm Estes, Mark Carter, and the hottest lineup of premium Pro Modified firepower converge on Rockingham, North Carolina, putting the best to the test to see who takes home the crown and the check as we wrap up the 1994 Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout Series.
You're looking at the empty grandstands of the North Carolina Motor Speedway, normally filled with NASCAR Winston Cup fans who are here to watch the Goodwrench 200-500 or the AC Delco 200-500. Hi, I'm Lenny Baticki, and I'll be joining our host, Aaron Green, who is just across the road at a track certainly near and dear to drag racing fans.
Thanks, Lenny. I'm with Ed Hoover, who won the last race on the tour at Carolina Dragway. And Ed, you've got to feel good coming into this final race of the season.
We sure do. Right now we're qualified number 4. The track's really a smooth surface, and if we'll get a little cloud cover, I think it'll be a real fast race today.
Norman Estes has pretty much locked up the season championship. That's a foregone conclusion, but you have a chance to move up to second in the point standings with a good showing today.
Yes, we'd like to get that number 2 spot. We're basically about a round and a half out of moving into that. What needs to happen is Carter needs to go out pretty early, and we need to be successful in going to the finals here. We're going to work really hard at it and step the motor up round by round and just try to get there any way we can.
Ed Hoover should be one of the drivers to watch today in the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout.
This Sunoco Shootout has been brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet. One automotive company has won more races over the last 30 years, Genuine Chevrolet. And by Sunoco Race Fuels, when split seconds count. And by Pro Motorsports, the new name and official licensed pro drag apparel. We'll be right back with the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout first round in Rockingham Dragway. We're back at Rockingham Dragway, and Norman Estes, the points leader throughout the whole series of the Sunoco Shootout, is still in the lead with 52-32 points.
During the 1994 season on the Pro Motorsports Tour, Norman Estes has been the dominant force. And Norman, it's safe to say that 1994 has been a great year for you.
It's been a great year. We had a very bad 93 to say the least, and we were looking for a good start. And we got one, and it's been a great year, and we've enjoyed it a whole lot. No, it's been a dream so far. We'd like to win a few other races on some of the other circuits, and we would consider it to be a very good year, but it's already been a good one in our book.
Coming into this race at Rockingham, Norman Estes has locked up the points championship, and consistency has been the key to his championship season.
The road to Rockingham began in late March with the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout, kicking off at beautiful Atlanta Dragway in Commerce, Georgia. Strong showings by both Charles Carpenter and Norm Estes brought the two together for the final round of eliminations, with Norm Estes taking down the event win with a 681 run at 201 miles per hour, defeating Carpenter's 55 Chevrolet. Also making an exhibition appearance in Top Fuel were K.C. Spurlock and NHRA champion John Force. The move to the explosive 8th mile of Huntsville Dragway in Huntsville, Alabama brought Bob Ringel in his wild Hemi-under-glass wheel stander. Pro-modified competition saw several new drivers entering the points chase, including this near disaster by newcomer Morris Campbell. Final round of eliminations pitted Tommy Mooney against a confident Bill Clanton, with Clanton taking the close win against Mooney's hard-charging Willies. More Top Fuel exhibition runs, this time with Shirley Muldowney laying down a new 8th mile record at Huntsville. Under threatening skies and a continuing run of hot and humid weather, the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout came to the 8th mile at Dunbenson Drag Strip in Dunbenson, North Carolina. Bill Clanton, in hot pursuit of number 1 Billy in the point standings, takes the wall in an accident that not only knocks Bill out of the competition for the Dunbenson event, but for the rest of the time-intensive series as well. Fortunately, Bill comes away unhurt, though somewhat shaken. Round after round of ground-pounding Sunoco Pro Mod excitement culminated in an unbelievable downpour on day 2, effectively postponing eliminations until the next event. The rolling hills of Pennsylvania provided an excellent backdrop for round 4, and what better track to run it at than Maple Grove Raceway. Saturday was makeup day for the postponed Dunbenson eliminations as Jeff Enslin stages up to face a fired-up Mark Carter, with Carter taking his first win in the '94 series. More Top Fuel exhibition with Shirley Muldowney squaring off against Bruce Larson, with Muldowney taking a costly win at the Maple Grove quarter mile. Day 2 sees eliminations heating up with some great competition in the finals. The final elimination round began to prove the point that Estes was the driver to beat as he knocked off Gary Grainer to give him the event win and a lead in the standings with 3,322 points. Milan International Dragway in Milan, Michigan played host to round 5 of the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout Series. An impressive crowd of spectators was on hand to witness some of the finer points of Pro Mod competition. Junior Robbins brakes both axles and takes over 2,000 horsepower right into the guardrail. Fortunately, Junior Robbins was okay after this horrendous wreck. The move to the top of the point standings required pushing these cars to the very edge, and Gary Grainer was no exception as a full-throttle nitrous explosion takes out the top of his engine in one of the most violent images seen on the Pro Mod circuit in recent times. Final elimination pairing saw Ed Hoover up against Norm Estes, with Estes getting the jump and a win with a 677 at 200 miles per hour. Round 6, Carolina Dragway in Jackson, South Carolina. Hot conditions continued to prevail in the Deep South as the run for the gold moved into the 11th hour. Each driver was intensifying his search for the magic formula that would bolt his point standings while knocking the wind out of his competition at the finish line. Keep an eye on the left-hand lane as Ed Burnley takes his beautiful 1994 Camaro right into the wall. Believe it or not, Ed Burnley was unhurt in this wreck, even though he took the wall hard and he had a horrendous fire in the front end of the Pro Mod chassis. Hoover goes face-to-face against Tommy Mooney, with Hoover's '94 Camaro edging out Mooney's Willys, taking the first win on the series tour in front of his home state fans. We find Ed Hoover in the winner's circle, being congratulated by Pro Motorsports' Pete Williams and Bill Gaffney, as well as Sunoco Race Fuel's Tom Miller.
Well, we'll take a look at our Ram Clutches point standing so far, and Norm Estes with a huge lead coming into the last event here with 5,232 points. Well, Saturday during qualifying, not only the cars came, but the rain came here at Rockingham, putting down a substantial amount of rain in the Rockingham pit area. Some of the qualifying had to take place in between, but some sports were invented, like water skiing behind ATVs. Well, as you can see, qualifying did take place in between the showers that came down here at Rockingham Dragway, and some of the cars were ready to go. Well, after the rain had gone, the drivers had come to the starting line to qualify. Chris Hunt and Tommy Hunt's Chevrolet Lumina tried to battle the track that really didn't have the hook it needed after the rain was here, but he went down in substantially good timing. Looking for today's event, some guys like Tom Mooney and his Willys and Louis Burris in the Chevrolet Corvette also found the times they needed to qualify for today's event. And now to take a look at our first round pairings. Estes versus Berner, Carter versus Enslin. Hoover will pair up against Spires, and Nixon against Sox. Chris and Tom Hunt will pair up together. Johnson versus Burris, Mooney and Emke, and Stroop and Gray. Well, now taking a look at today's track conditions. The temperature at 96 degrees with a ton of humidity at 94%, which will make this possibly a tuner's nightmare.
Well, going into final eliminations here at Rockingham, you're the #1 qualifier, and you had a great run.
Well, yeah, we did, but that was last night under totally different conditions than what we have here this afternoon. The tuners, the guys that make the decisions on the clutches and the horsepower, will be the determining factor in this race. As the air changes and the sun goes down, the track will change totally. Right now, we got a very soft tune-up in the car. We will go down the track, we feel like, in the first round. But the question is when to start turning up the wick, because as the sun goes down and the air gets better, it's going to take low 70s or high 60s to win this thing. So the drivers will be along for the ride. The guys that make the decisions as far as tune-ups are going to be the ones that has everything to do with winning this race.
Well, first round will bring up Mark Carter in the Carter Chevrolet-sponsored Chevy Camaro. He'll take on the Floridian. It'll be Jeff Enslin, the 22-year-old pro-modified driver who is crew chief by his father and doing a great job here at Rockingham this afternoon. Well, Carter lays down a smoky burnout and backs up to the hot rubber as the crew opens the doors for one last breath of fresh air. Who's going to go to the next round? Who will it be here in the first round of pro-modified action here at the Rock? Well, the RPMs come up as Carter leaves the starting line first and just walks away with the victory down to the 8th mile. The full quarter-mile. Carter, your winner, 679 at 204 miles per hour.
Great run, Mark, on what might be called a tricky track at 679.
A very tricky track. You know, we just decided we'd go out there and I'd let go of the clutch and just pull second. It tried to rattle the tires, and I'm sure that's probably what happened to Jeff.
He shot off with a mid-7-second run.
Yeah, well, the right lane is definitely not the good lane. There's nothing really good to say about the left lane, but hey, we got it.
Well, coming up next in the next round, Steve Johnson in the Simpson Motorsports Chevrolet CR1 Corvette out of Carpentersville, Illinois. He'll take on the Alexandria, Virginia-based Louis Burris in his Chevrolet Corvette. A battle of the Corvettes ready to go here in the second pairing of round #1 at the Rock. Well, it looks like Johnson gets ready to go. The onboard computer turned on, the nitrous oxide all purged, as the #5 numbered pro modified from last season gets ready to hang one out. Johnson versus Burris. Burris, a heavy-duty competitor, though, in the Sunoco Shootout Series. It looks like the whole shot goes to Johnson, and he has some problems, losing the racing groove, giving the victory to Burris with a 695, 197 miles per hour.
Looked like Steve Johnson had problems with the track, Lewis.
Yeah, I tell you, we both fought the track this weekend. It keeps going, coming, and, you know, we keep fighting it, but looks like I was the lucky one.
You ran 695.
Well, we were off some because we fattened it up. We just wanted to make sure we get down the racetrack and be a safe run. And, you know, this Eagle motor, it just keeps on working. So, you know, my driving's been off, and the Eagle motor makes up for it, so I'm pleased. And Partners Highway Safety's here with us on our side this weekend, so we're happy.
Well, next up, the #11 qualifier, Tommy Gray Jr. in his beautiful Baltimore, Maryland-based Chevrolet Corvette will take on the #6 qualifier, Wally Stroop, out of Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Another Chevrolet campaigner ready to go as he gets ready in that big block Chevrolet-powered machine to pour the nitrous to it and probably take Gray for a great run down the track here at the Rockingham Dragway. As they back up into the hot rubber, the crews are making the last-minute adjustments on both cars, and they're both into the beams, now ready to go. Tommy Gray Jr. really hammering him on the starting line. But look down on the top end. Stroop trying to pull one out, and he does. Stroop takes the victory out of Kings Mountain, North Carolina.
The winner of the all-Corvette race is Wally Stroop.
Thank you. This trim part's Corvette. A little squirrely that time. Track's a little slick right now. I think tonight everything will be fine, though.
Gray went for it on the starting line and red-lighted.
Did he? I didn't ever see him leave. I just seen him get out there, and I said, oh, Lord, I'm late.
Now coming into the starting line, the number 5 qualifier, Tommy Nixon. As Nixon gets his Pontiac Grand Prix all primed up and ready to go against a legendary racing campaigner. No other than Ronnie Sox, SS super stock man himself from the 60s and 70s. The man used to campaign the Chryslers and the Dodges back in the wars of the Battle of the Factory Machines. Now backing up, Ronnie Sox getting into the hot rubber he laid down across the starting pad. Tommy Nixon, though, I'll tell you, a guy who's been on the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout campaign for the whole season, has really been doing a great job. So we'll see what Ronnie Sox has in store for him as they back to the starting pad. Well, Sox ready to go, clearing his motor one last time. Tommy Nixon looks like he finds high gears. They're both into the beams, ready to rock in here at the Rock. Watch as they leave the line. The RPMs come up, the nitrous has been purged, and now it's time to go to work. And look, Nixon gets out of the groove and goes towards the wall, giving Sox an easy victory here. Down on the top end, Sox 704, 200 miles per hour. Well, as you check it out, an instant replay, Tommy Nixon getting out of the groove with violent tire shake, having to backpedal the car, costing him a victory.
Ronnie, your 704 was good enough for the win there as Nixon almost hit the wall.
Yeah, the car ran a little bit better now. When I revved it up, it rolled the lights, which started ET clocks. It was probably down in the 6s. When I rolled the lights, it started the ET lights.
You still ran 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's got plenty of power. I just got to go back and work on the clutch a little bit.
Well, the next set of cars will be the Blue For You machine of Charles Spires, the 69 Chevrolet Camaro. Even the officials had their hands full checking out the beauty rolling into the staging beams this time. The Sunoco Race Fuel machine of Ed Hoover, the Chevrolet Camaro, ready to go. Both cars from South Carolina, ready to do the battle for that state right here. Charles Spires on the burnout in the 69 SS Chevrolet Camaro Big Block Nitrous Oxide Assisted Pro Modified. Will take on the guy who just came off of a win at Jackson Raceway, and it's going to be no other than Ed Hoover, a guy who's got some points to make up here for the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout. And he's got that Gene Fulton prepared machine, and he's ready to take it to work here. Watch out. Spires may have some tricks up his sleeves in this round as they both get into the beams. Ready to bring the RPMs up high, and now moving into the last bulb. And it looks like Hoover makes a move. Spires jumps him at the gate, though, and it loses his traction. Watch Spires lose it. The quarter-mile win goes with a 690 to Ed Hoover.
Ed, a 690 puts you in round 2.
Yeah, I tell you, that start line's getting really tricky. Had to move me way over to the right. If the sun gets off the track, I think it'll come around, but we're fortunate to get down and it bit Tom Nixon, and I was really nervous up there.
We've seen a couple of cars that have had some pretty hairy situations here in the first round.
It's going to be a very interesting first round. I want to get up there and watch it.
Well, the next set of cars, Tom Mooney and his beautiful Gene Fulton prepared Big Block Chevrolet 40 Willys coming into the water box area. This is one dynamite car. I'll tell you, being a chassis builder, he shows off his work with style. He'll take on no other than Wild Bill Emke in his Z34 Chevrolet Lumina. Another beautiful Pro Modified. Lumina being probably one of the hottest choices in the Pro Modified field this year. Well, backing up now, Mooney, a guy who'd love to take home a victory, making it to the semis in our last Sunoco Shootout. He'd love to make a win here, so we'll see if he can do it in that Gene Fulton prepared Willys coupe. Revving the motor, clearing the nitrous oxide one last time as he rolls to the beams. And it looks like Emke's in, and Emke with an explosion under the hood. The motor going to pieces under the hood of the Lumina, giving the win to Mooney. 682 at 205 miles per hour.
Good news, Tommy. You're the winner here, and your 682 at 205 gives you lane choice in round 2.
I think the lane's definitely going to be a deal right here. This track was real good last night, and the heat, it's just, you know, it's really went downhill bad, but, you know, as the sun goes down, it's going to get better tonight.
Well, you're noted for being able to get down tricky racetracks, and you've certainly proved it here. Some of these guys were having close encounters with the guard wall.
Well, my crew chief, he was playing tricks on me up there on the start line. He had me messed up. I didn't know what he wanted to do, but undoubtedly he could see something I couldn't, so thanks to him.
Well, coming up next, no can of tomatoes here, just the Hunt's family ready to rock and roll. Tommy Hunt and the 94 Chevrolet Camaro, brand new machine for Tommy, and his son driving his father's old car, the Z34 Chevrolet Lumina. Out of the burnout box area, Tommy Hunt heating them up hot and strong, making sure the clutch has the temperature it needs to make these Pro Modifieds run down the quarter mile here at Rockingham Dragway. Well, looks like the son, Chris Hunt's wife, runs down to give him a last breath of fresh air, and she says, hey, put it to him, whip the old man down here in this round of action. action. So the back into the hot rubber, 2,000 horsepower right here going to work. So there's 4,000 on the line, about 2,400 pounds apiece these cars weigh. And you want to talk about a wild ride? Well, just like some of the best will tell you, some of the hardest cars ever to drive down a quarter mile, Pro Modifieds. As they pull into the beams, the Hunt family gets ready to go. Chris Hunt and Tommy Hunt. Oh, and look at the hole shot advantage going to Chris Hunt. An easy victory for Chris down in the top end with a lame 893 at 102 miles per hour. Hopefully no problems. Looked like Pops had some trouble on the starting line. Let's go down to Aaron and have a word with Chris Hunt.
Here in the first round, Chris, I think we can call you the winner of the family feud.
Yeah, we had a little bit of one going there. We didn't really plan that, but it worked out okay.
Apparently your dad had problems on the starting line, and your 8-second run won't be much help for lane choice in round 2.
No, I really had a problem. I had the second system on out there trying to really fight for lane choice and a decent number, but it just didn't like it at all.
Well, to the line now, number 1 qualifier, the man who probably has it all wrapped up at this point, Norm Estes, with that 706 cubic inch Gene Fulton repaired big block Chevrolet, will take on Steger, Illinois-based Pete Berner in his Z34 Chevrolet Lumina. Steger, I'll tell you, this car could possibly win Workmanship of the Year award. This car is beautiful. As Berner's racing car moves into the beams and gets ready to lay one out here for the Pro Modified fans at the Rockingham, North Carolina-based drag strip. Hang on, fans. Watch number 1 qualifier take on number 16 qualifier in this round of action. Well, Norm Estes revs the motor one last time, and it looks like Berner bringing the RPMs up. Now they both move into the beams. Off on a green light start, and Estes eats Berner for dinner at this point. Down on the top end, Estes with an easy win, 677 at 202 miles per hour. Now let's go to Aaron Green down at the top end.
Norman, you're not showing these guys any mercy at all. A 677 low ET of the round.
That's good. Track's still slick. Shook the tires, moved around a little bit, but Shannon, as he's done all year, and Billy and Jerry, they got the thing dialed in so we could get down the lane. And we wanted low ET because we got Mr. Carter in the next round. He's going to be a handful.
Well, he's number 2 in the point standing. Says the sun's setting here. Do you think the track will get better?
Yes. I don't know if it'll be this round or if it'll be the next round, but it will get better. And he run a 79 to our 77. We wanted lane choice, and we got it, and we think it's worth something. We'll find out soon. Thank you.
Well, even the Pro Street guys came to the Rock. Here at Rockingham Dragway, it looked like Bruce Kimmons in round number 1 in the beautiful Cars Inc. sponsored Chevrolet Camaro, the 69 Z28 big block powered machine, ready to take on the SNS Mopar, the sponsored entry from all the Dodge fans out here in Rockingham, North Carolina. Ready to go to work, though. Kimmons, a heavy hitter in the Pro Street category, getting his nitrous oxide assisted machine back to the line. The Michigan-based Camaro, better known as loose on the rods once in a while, Kimmons, as he has lost a few motors in this car, but right now he'd love to put this Dodge away. Let's see if Kimmons uses the spray on this run as he pulls into the beams. The tight converter revving up the motor one time. Rolling in, the nitrous oxide is purged on Kimmons' machine. Apparently going to go down with a bottle of juice on this run. The Dodge rolls in. The big Hemi-powered SNS Mopar rolling to the line. This ought to be a great one. Chevy versus Dodge battle coming out of the great state of Michigan. The battle that always rears up. And look at the wheels come up in Kimmons' machine, though. Gets out of the groove, goes back in as the backpedal the car, and stays into the throttle. The Dodge down on the top end, giving it a charge, but Kimmons with the victory. 1024 to a 1004. I'll tell you, that's horsepower at work. Kimmons taking the victory with 2/10 slower on the top end. Now the lady coming up, the lady in pink that is. It's Annette Summer in her beautiful Chevrolet Camaro, the big block machine, and the whole crew wearing pink this weekend, ready to sell something other than makeup. They're selling horsepower this weekend. As they roll in, they'll take on the little North Carolina-based Mustang as he revs his motor up. I'll tell you, he's got his hands full, the local contender here that entered in this class of Pro Street Racing, and he's ready to bring it on. The North Carolina-based Mustang revving the motor. Annette Summer, though, the lady of Pro Street, ready to go. The Mustang goes out of the groove, and Annette Summer looking for lane choice in the next round. Blast down to the end of the quarter mile. Her Pro Street Camaro goes 825. Top end speed, 168 miles per hour. 1053 to the pony car. He'll find himself somewhere else than the next round. The Flowmaster Holly Cars Inc. sponsored machine of Steve Steve Carrier coming up now. And another great run as Carrier revs the motor in his yellow, beautiful yellow 68 Chevrolet Camaro. The nitrous oxide being purged by Carrier. And now Carrier knows what he has to do to collect lane choice in the next round of Pro Street competition from the Rock here. He needs a good run. It looks like it may be, though, if he doesn't beat that 825 of Annette Summers, he'll find himself racing Kimmins in the next round. So Carrier comes in, finds himself on the top ball. The tree comes down, the wheels in the air for the Chevrolet Camaro on the bye run. Carrier really into the pedal hard. Down on the top run, Steve Carrier making it and shutting it down early, 9:27 at 152 miles per hour. Well, even Ed Hoover's cooling his machine off as Hank Williams does some computer work, and the guy's just trying to get the best here for the temperature here at Rockingham Dragway as the humidity is just horrendous. Trying to find that special tune, like we said, all weekend. It's going to be a tuner's race here, and that's exactly what the guys are doing, finding each and every clutch adjustment and getting the cars to run to par for the next round of action here at the Rock. Now let's go down to Lenny Baticki in the pits.
You're looking at the biggest advancement in Pro Modified. The aerodynamic area of Pro Modified racing is just exploding. These big wings on the back of the cars aren't just for looks. I'm with Ed Hoover's crew chief, Pat Norcia. Pat, how do you work these hoods and these aerodynamic flaps to really help the race cars go down the track that much better?
Basically, as the air comes over the top of the car, it lands on this huge rear deck spoiler. And we can control that downforce that is put on this spoiler by removing this pin right here and actually changing the angle on the back flap of this spoiler. This will allow us to add downforce on a marginal track that's very loose down course, or on a very good racetrack, we can actually lay the wing all the way flat and get the ultimate top-end charge out of the car.
We see so many fins on the back of the car, not just going horizontally, but vertically along the lines of the car. What do they help the race car with?
Basically, they just help channel the air over the back of the car.
So there you have it. Not just air running into these powerful Pro Mod engines, but above and around them. And the Pro Mod racers and their crew chiefs are learning how to take full advantage of it here in drag racing.
Well, round number 2 of action coming to the starting line. Chris Hunt ready to go to work in the Z34 Hunt Family Racing Chevrolet Lumina out of Killian, Alabama. He'll take on Lewis Burris out of Alexandria, Virginia in his beautiful ZR1 Chevrolet Corvette. Both Pro Modifieds have completed their burnout and get ready for action on the line. Well, the crew's backing both vehicles into the hot rubber they laid down on the burnout. And here we go as Lewis Burris brings the RPM up one more time. Killian, Alabama-based Chris Hunt revs up his Chevrolet Lumina, ready to move into the beams. Who will it be first? Well, it looks like Burris is in. Alabama-based Hunt moves his car into the beams. The RPMs come up, the greens fly, and Hunt looks like he's on a bye run at this point. Lewis Burris doesn't even leave the starting line. Down on the top end, the win goes to Chris Hunt with a tremendous 682 at 205 miles per hour.
You stepped up when you needed to, Chris, a 682.
We'll take that for sure after last round especially. Mom, Dad, and my wife have been working real hard with us. Charlie Buck Jr. and Mike Shamel have been making some good power if we can just keep going down the racetrack with it.
Burris had problems, apparently.
I didn't even notice. I noticed that. I never did see him. I just hope I didn't.
We'll see you in the semis.
Appreciate it.
Well, legendary Ronnie Sox coming up now in his Mercury Pro Modified Comet. He'll take on no other than Ed Hoover in the 94 Sunoco Race Fuel sponsored Chevy Camaro. Last time up with lane choice is Ed Hoover with a 690 in his last round, but the boss ready to go with that 704 throws him in the far lane, and we'll see if he can handle it there. Ronnie Sox, better known as the man that knows how to cut the tree in half. We'll see if he can do it this time up though. Hoover with the motor all cleared up, pulling into the beams now as Ronnie Sox gets ready to do it for the Merc fans out here. One unique looking piece that he has built here, bringing the RPMs up. Who will be the first man in? The computers turn on the back of Ed Hoover's machine, and he's ready to rock and roll at the Rock too. So he's into the top beams. Hoover brings the RPMs up, and a red light start goes to Sox, trying to tree his opponent at the starting line. Not gonna work though, and a victory down on the top end at a 688, 201 mile per hour blast.
And a 688 wins a tight race.
Yeah, I tell you, the car's all over the track again, wheeling and doing crazy things. We got some work to do. I don't know if it's a bad set of tires or what, but just the ET's gone. It's lost a solid 10th from last night, and the old man almost beat me.
Looked like a bit of a staging battle on the starting line.
Yeah, I think I was prepared to do that, and he was prepared to do it too. We filled the radiator up with ice, and we said we'll just play the game, you know. It's nobody's wrong, but you know, that's just the way it goes on the starting line.
Well, the number 3 qualifier coming up next, Tommy Mooney out of South Carolina and his beautiful 1940 Willys. Gene Fulton prepared big block Chevrolet. He'll take on the trim parts Chevrolet ZR1 Chevy Corvette of Wally Stroop. Stroop also out of North Carolina, ready to hammer it down as he backs back into the hot rubber he laid down here at the Rock. This ought to be a promising one, so keep your eyes on both cars. Both drivers capable of cutting the tree right down. Let's see if Mooney can find himself in the victory circle here. He's been looking for a victory at one of these Sunoco shootouts all season. Well, Tommy Mooney, the chassis builder, really building a beautiful one here. All you have to do is look at the piece of art on the starting line now. As they get in and bring the RPMs up, well, it looks like trim parts Chevrolet Vet is all in. Wally's ready to go. The RPMs come up real high on the Chevrolet Corvette. Now Mooney's in, and Mooney with a tremendous whole shot advantage. Down on the top end, just a bumper length, but walks away from problems on the Vet. And it looks like Mooney with a 681, 205 mile per hour victory.
Another consistent run, Tommy, 681, 205.
Well, we're going to have to pick it up, I think. I think these other guys are going to start running 70s here about next round.
That gives you lane choice over Chris Hunt in the semis.
Well, he ran awful good in that right lane. I don't think it's going to make much difference right now.
You think the track will get better as the sun sets?
Yeah, definitely, if it don't rain here in a little bit.
Well, next up, burning his way out of the water box area, better known as the Fat Man, Mark Carter out of Arcarchie, Oklahoma, and the man who owns a Chevy dealer down there getting ready to bring his 94 Chevrolet Camaro to life. And look what the life has took out of him over here in the far lane, number 1, Norm Estes, the number 1 qualifier for today's event, getting ready to go. Last round, remember, Estes ran a 677. What's he got in store for us now? Who knows? They've probably stepped it up. Shannon Jenkins, the motor man, doing all kinds of tricks on that ZR1 Chevrolet Corvette this weekend. The lights come down and a beautiful wheel stand for Estes, and it looks like he may have him by a bumper length. Down on the top end, Estes through the quarter mile with a 673, 204 mile per hour pass, bettering it by 4.
The 2 quickest cars from the first round meet here in round 2, and Norman, your 673 wins it.
Well, that's great. I hoped the track would come around. I thought the car would pick up a little bit, but I don't know if I was expecting that the way we had it changed. Where'd he go?
He ran a 682.
Okay. Well, he must have left on me because it was a pretty close race. I could see him out of the corner of my eye the whole time. It was a good drag race. He needed it for points, which he'll probably win anyway, but they showed me this big trophy up there a while ago, and sitting right next to it was this little small one. It sure looked good to me. We're going to try to get it here today.
Well, here's a look at our semifinal pairings. Now let's go down to Aaron Green.
Along with the Pro Modifieds at a Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout weekend, there's lots of ET bracket competition. Bob Harris of Pittsboro, North Carolina, is one of the top drivers in this style of competition. And Bob, this bracket racing is a lot more difficult than it looks.
Yeah, it's getting real difficult. Seems like everybody now is relying on electronics and running to the thousands and hundreds of seconds, so we really had to concentrate and be ready to race.
Well, you rely on a lot of electronic gadgetry here in your rear-engine dragster to get the job done. Tell us a little bit about the electronics.
Yeah, we have a crossover delay box. This is IX digital delay. You have you dial in your side, you dial in your opponent's dial in, and then of course you can cross over, leave on your own side, whatever you want to do. Then we had a throttle stop timer where we can slow the cars down. You got your air shifter, your Computech systems, which is exhaust gas temperature monitor to make sure we got the right jetting on the carburetor. So it's getting more like your professional categories.
Bob Harris is one of the top runners in ET bracket action and probably a good bet to make the final here.
Well, the crew's getting ready for the semifinals. Mooney's Willie's getting a fresh tune-up down there, trying to make himself probably go to the victory lane if he can. Even the guys adjusting the clutches, looking for every ounce. The weather has calmed down here. I'll tell you, we're going into night racing. That could make these cars possibly even go a tenth faster. Even Norm Estes was excited. Even though Norm Estes has the point series locked up, he'd still like to go home with the win here at the Rock. And the semifinals here for our Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout are right around the corner. Well, let's go down to the pit area with Lenny Baticki and Greg Sasser.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. Of course, each and every week here at Rockingham Dragway, they have bracket racers, and one of the top bracket racers is Greg Sasser. And Greg, last year, a good year, 4th in points. This year, Gremlins seem to have come out. How are you going to overcome them this weekend for the Pro Motorsports Shootout, and what's your plan?
Well, that's just racing, and it'll happen. And we're planning on just trying to do better this weekend. We had 3 weekends straight. We hadn't broke anything, so we're really looking forward to tonight.
Well, as a bracket racer, you've got to be excited with the support Pro Motorsports has brought here to the Rock, the great fans that are out here, and all the different teams. That's got to be neat.
Well, when they put out the money like they do, the bracket racers really come in here, and they got a big crowd tonight.
Well, I tell you, not just bringing racers in, but working with racers to work on safety, and the Partners for Highway Safety, a big program that I know you're involved in.
We really like supporting them, along with getting the information out to schools on buckling up and the general safety of inexperienced drivers and how to be more safety conscious when you get inside a car.
Greg Sasser, one of the most experienced racers here at the Rock, knows that speed and safety are the best combination.
Well, a big congratulations goes out to ET Bracket champion Charles Howard for being right on his dial here at Rockingham Dragway. Well, we're right into the semifinals here at Rockingham Dragway, and Tommy Mooney in his 40 Willys Coupe is ready to take on no other than Chris Hunt. Hunt in the Z34 Chevrolet Lumina, all the way from Killeen, Alabama, would love to wrap this one up. Check out the burnout as Hunt smokes his way to the starting pad, leading down about $200 with the Goodyear slicks in that burnout. Well, they'll back up. Tom Mooney, the chassis builder from Shelby, North Carolina. The Gene Fulton prepared big block nitrous-assisted Chevrolet power plant under the hood of the Willys has made him go to the semifinals 2 weekends in a row. We'll find out as Tom Mooney revs it up. Has Chris Hunt got what it takes to put this guy on the trailer? Hunt, though, being helped out by his father, crew chief Tommy Hunt, pulls into the beams first. Mooney revving the motor one last time. Gets ready to edge in, edges in ever so gently. The lights come down, a green light start. It looks like Mooney may have treed him, but Hunt makes a charge at the 8th mile, and a victory going to Hunt with an 8th mile charge. A beautiful charge. Hunt shutting off at a tremendous 679, 204 miles per hour.
That may have been a very important race in the point standings, Chris, and you ran a great 679.
We'll take it. I was pretty much using up the racetrack, but I'll tell you what, Mom and Dad give me the best equipment out there to take to the racetrack. My wife backs me up. Buck and Shambles give us some good horsepower. If I can keep going, we'll be all right.
Any predictions on who you'll face in the final? Do you think it will be Hoover or Estes?
It's going to be a good race, but Estes running really strong. He's had a lot of good luck on his side.
Well, the next 2 cars coming up in the semifinals here. It's going to be the #1 qualifier rolling into the water right now, Norm Estes. Norm Estes ready to go the last round. He went 673 and has lane choice, so he throws old Ed Hoover over in the far lane. Ed Hoover in the Sunoco Race Fuel sponsored Chevrolet Camaro. And Pat Norsha and the clutch team have really worked out Hoover's clutch problems this weekend. Let's see if he can find some hook as he comes to the starting line. Well, Norm Estes, he doesn't have no points problems here. He just loved to win the trophy here at Rockingham for this pro modified event. But you know the man in the far lane, you know Hoover, he's looking for the points to try to move up into the 2nd spot, and every victory here from out could really help him out. Well, the computers are turned on, the crew's done whatever they can do. Now it's up to the driver to find his way to the finish line. Who will it be as they get into the pre-staging beams? Norm Estes and Ed Hoover. Hoover flicks on the bottom bulb. Norm Estes rolls into the bottom. The lights are down and a green light starting a tremendous wheel stand out of Estes' machine. And he goes sideways by the 8th mile mark, giving Hoover the victory. Ed Hoover with a 684 victory at 201 miles per hour. Well, check it out in slow motion as Norman Estes pulls some 70-foot wheel stand, and then the car just goes sideways almost at the 400-foot mark. Having the back pedal, giving Ed Hoover an easy victory down on the top end. Congratulations to the Sunoco Racing team.
Norman outperformed you in the second round, Ed, but here when you needed it, you had the performance for the win.
What'd I go?
A 684.201.
That's a good run. Wheels were in the air. Pat Norsham was on the clutch. Pete Williams came by and gave me a handshake, a good luck handshake, and it couldn't have worked out better.
This was all over the track, had some kind of handling problem.
Yeah, I was really glad to get the right lane. We've been having handling problems in that left lane, and it didn't bother me to take the right lane at all.
Chris Hunt has lane choice for the final.
He can have it. That's something else we won't have to think about.
Now back to round number 2 of the Pro Street Challenge here at the Rock. And it looks like Annette Sommer with a bye run this time as she burns out of the water box area. Annette Sommer, well, she knows she's going to the finals. She's down in the semis now, purging the nitrous oxide, getting the last breath of fresh air. Annette really letting the juice loose here as she rolls the pink Chevrolet Camaro into the beams. Another run for Annette here, looking for lane choice in the next round, which would be the final round against either Steve Carrier or Bruce Kimmins. We'll find out in a matter of seconds. As Annette Sommer revs the motor one more time, gets ready to bang the Lenko as she pulls into the bottom bulb here at the Rock, Rockingham, North Carolina, and she's got it revved up and ready to go. Annette Sommer, like we said, the lady of drag racing, the parachutes packed, the taillights working, the license plates even on the back as the Summers leaves the line, and look at her go. She's got it through the gears now, really laying one out down on the top end for all the women here this afternoon. A Sommer goes 824. What a flying pass, 824 at 158 miles per hour. Look for her in the finals to whip whoever. We'll find out if anyone else can come up with an 824. We'll see if Steve Carrier can do it. Out of the burnout box, the Cars Inc. sponsored Chevrolet Camaro Carrier getting ready to take on Grizzly Adams. Oh, excuse me, not Grizzly Adams. It's going to be Bruce Kimmins from Michigan, the guy who wrestles anything but bear, as he gets his 69 Chevrolet Camaro prepped up and ready to go. The beautiful street machine, the taillights working, and I believe a new color is coming for Kimmins in 95, he says. He's going to look for something hot to put on this car. So Kimmins revs the motor and gets ready to take on a friend of his, Steve Carrier, you know, who's standing by the sidelines. Rick Dyer standing back here in the staging lane area, waiting to see which one of his men could take home a victory here for the Cars Inc. Well, Carrier being pulled into the lines. The motors are revved, the nitrous oxide being purged, and now it's time to battle the bow ties. 2 Chevrolet Camaros on the starting line, both into the pre-staging. Kimmins rolls right into the bottom bulb, revs the motor up, the Hoosier tired machine really coming up in the wheels in the air for Kimmins. And look at Carrier, though, giving him a charge down to the 8th mile mark. Steve Carrier walks out front by a bit and takes home the victory, 856, and it looks like Kimmins may have lost the motor. 863 to a 56. The whole shot advantage went to Kimmins, but the top end charge went to Carrier. Well, coming up right around the corner, the final in pro modified action, Ed Hoover versus Chris Hunt. We'll be right back with final round action from Rockingham Raceway. We're back with the final of the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout. And down in the pit area, Aaron Green caught up with Chris Hunt.
Chris Hunt established top speed of the meet during qualifying at over 208 miles an hour. And Chris, going into the final round, you have to feel confident because you've had strong performances all day.
We're feeling pretty good. I've been a little off on my driving. Hoover's definitely been there. But the car's been running great. Everybody's been working real hard. Everything's been going pretty good. We just hope we can keep it up one more time.
A 6:79 elapsed time in the semis gives you lane choice. Is that a big advantage?
Not really right now. We got put in a bad lane earlier today, and I believe we'll probably stay there. Everybody was saying it was a bad lane, but we've had pretty good luck there, and I believe we'll stay there.
And as you're getting ready for the final, it seems like your engine's giving you overheating trouble.
Well, they're kind of rushing us here. It's getting late, and this engine is a solid block. It holds no water in the cooling system, and the radiator's really a little small. We've been meaning to get a bigger one, but other things have been biting us other than this. We've never really been making it this far in competition, but we're going to get a bigger radiator. Right now, we're just putting a little ice in the water and cooling it off, and it seems to be working.
Chris Hunt looks strong in the semis. Are you going to try to step it up for the final?
No, we don't. I don't think we'll step it up. We're just going to try to keep consistency. Last night we ran a 75 on the track with this same tune-up. We're working on the clutch round by round. Pat's watching the clutch graphs and everything. I think it'll run a high 70, and that'll be close enough to give him a real good run.
Should be a great final round of the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout.
Well, race fans, hang on. It's time for the final round in Pro Street from the Rock here in Rockingham, North Carolina. And Steve Carrier, who whipped the snot out of Bruce Kimmons in the last round, well, he went back there and said, Bruce, I can't give you any rods or any pistons, but I can give you victory for Cars Inc. I'll try to at least. He's got the lady to take on. The lady has lane choice. She chose the nearest lane to the tower here, and now they bring her into the beam. Steve Carrier and Annette Summer. Annette Summer, the lady of drag racing, Pro Street drag racing, that is, revs up her motor, gets ready to bang her Lenko, and Carrier's going to try to tree her down at the tree because that is possibly the only place he can win this race. It doesn't look like he has the top-end charge of that Camaro to put Annette away this afternoon, but anything can happen. The nitrous being purged, and now Summer Foley and Carrier moves in. The wheels come awry, and it looks like they go spinning out of Annette's car, but she stays into it. Carrier charging down to the top end, and Annette Summer goes home the champion here from the Rock. The crew goes nuts. Oh, they even dance like they're in pink. Down on the top end, 8:53 to an 8:30. Annette Summers, your champion here from Rockingham Dragway.
Annette, a big win here at Rockingham at 8:30 elapsed time.
Thank you. It's great. Thanks. I wouldn't be here without my family and my sponsors. It was great. This is the best weekend so far.
This Cars Incorporated team kind of ganged up on you. They brought plenty of cars.
Yeah, but this Year One Incorporated, well, Year One Inc. It's they're just helping me out for a little bit right now, but I think with all these wins, I believe they're gonna put more cash to it.
Well, congratulations on a great win.
Thank you very much.
Stephen, 8:54 in the final, came up a little bit short of Annette's run.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to go fast with a small motor and just can't keep up with them, but Cars Incorporated is helping me out a lot, and Marco does a lot of good tuning on the engine and just doing what we can to keep up with them.
We've seen some great racing in Pro Street here today.
Yeah, there was a lot of good racing, a lot of people hurting parts too, but like I said, we're just trying to keep them together and go fast.
Well, a happy Annette Summers drives away, and that's what I like to see. Congratulations to the whole Summers racing team. Well, we're ready for our Sunoco Race Fuel Pro Mod Final here from Rockingham Dragway. As they get ready to come up to the starting line, the Sunoco Race Fuel sponsored 94 Chevrolet Camaro of no other than Ed Hoover, a man who would love to win it. He needs the points to get into that second spot, but he's got a hard competitor, a hard charging competitor, better known as Chris Hunt from Killian, Alabama, and the Z34 Chevrolet Lumina. The crew chief, his father, Tommy Hunt, running out after the smoky burnouts have been completed. I'll tell you, this is going to be a wild one as we get ready to rock the rock for the last time tonight. As they back them back to the hot rubber marks they laid down, the transmissions bringing up their temperature, the motors getting ready to roar, the nitrous oxide getting ready to go into the system the way it should. Sunoco Race Fuels bringing you some of the finest in pro modified action. Right now, Ed Hoover, the man on the mission, but if Chris Hunt has anything to do about it, he ain't gonna let him catch up. Well, the motors have been revved, the computers are turned on, and now it's time to rock and roll. The final of the Sunoco Shootout, the final of the season. Who will it be? Who will crown themselves the king here at the Rockingham Dragway? Well, the Killian, Alabama racing team, Chris Hunt coming into the lights. Ed Hoover taking his time. Well, who's going to cut the tree? I don't know. Both drivers very capable of getting a better reaction time than the other. The lights are on, top bulb. Who will go in the pro stock style? Eddie Hoover makes the move. Chris Hunt, bottom bulb, lights are on, and Hoover jumps the gun and goes red, giving the victory and the Rockingham Dragway Championship to Chris Hunt. The kid down on the top end taking an easy win with a 676. Well, as you can tell in the slow motion, Ed Hoover trying to get every ounce off the starting line, going red, giving the win to the Killian, Alabama team. Chris and Tommy Hunt taking home one heck of a victory here at Rockingham Dragway. And down on the top end, the numbers were proven. The kid shut it off with a 676, 205 mile per hour blast. Let's go down with Aaron and Chris Hunt.
Congratulations, Chris. You're the winner of the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout.
I tell you what, we've been running good all year. I got a few people I need to thank. The man upstairs for letting us do all this, and Mom and Dad give me the best equipment to race in. My wife loves me to death and backs me 100%. Charlie Buck and Mike Shamley have put me some excellent horsepower on the hood. As long as I can get it down track, we'll be all right.
You ran a 676, but it was kind of academic as Hoover red lighted.
I saw his red light, but we wanted to check our tune up. We wanted to go ahead and run it out, and we're also here to put on a show and let people have some fun.
Congratulations. I know your mom and dad will be proud of you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Well, congratulations to Chris Hunt and the Hunt Racing team for doing a great job in crowning themselves champs. Now let's go to the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout Series Awards with Aaron Green.
We're here with the 1994 season champion on the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout Tour. Pat Norsha of Ram Clutches presents the trophy to Norman Estes.
On behalf of Ram Clutches and everyone at Sunoco Race Fuels, I'd like to present the 1994 championship trophy to Norman Estes from his team for the outstanding accomplishments in winning this points championship.
Norman, you've got to be proud of your 1994 season. It's been great for you.
Yeah, it's been very good. We won 3 races and got to the semifinals a couple of times. It's been a great series. I'd like to thank Pro Motorsports and Sunoco Race Fuels, and particularly Pat here with Ram Clutches for helping put together this series for us.
Well, at the end of the racing program here this afternoon in Rockingham, the award banquet went with a blast, and Rick Dyer was crowned the Pro Street Racing Champion throughout the series, and he got the crown to the drive-thru in the little toy with his #1 deal meal. And I'll tell you what, Dyer had his thumbs up. He looked a little confused, but the Eagle Racing 55 Chevrolet did such a great job with the driver of Rick Dyer hailing out of Michigan that he deserved a little more than this. And Bob Getz gave it to him, the big Pro Street World Champ trophy. And boy, I wouldn't even have that look on my face. I wouldn't know what to say. I think maybe I'd crown myself later on in the Apollo. So Rick Dyer really going home the champion with Big Bertha, the 55. And it's always great to see the guys from Cars Inc. take something home at the end of the season. Well, it's been a great racing series from Sunoco Racing Fuels, and some of the top racers in the country showed up for this 7-race series. Chris Hunt taking home the trophy here at the last race of the year. We'd like to congratulate them all as the point standings show it all. Norman Estes with 4,450 points, followed by the rest. This race has been brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet. One automotive company has won more races over the last 30 years, Genuine Chevrolet. And by Sunoco Race Fuels, when split seconds count. Also by Pro Motorsports, the new name in official licensed pro drag apparel. Well, on behalf of Lenny Baticki, Aaron Green, I'm Al Tucci signing off from The Rock. And remember, you don't have to drive fast, enjoy fast driving.